And now hereby, I would like to invite Mr. Professor Ahmad Samsor to share us his thoughts and review. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to speak to your graduates today. I'm pleased to be here, and thank you to Wasat Falad for inviting me to speak to a bunch of young girls and boys about education, the importance of education. What I'll do is I'll share a little bit, and then I'll share a little bit about my personal story, and I hope that actually help the students know why we need education in this country and why education is important for the future of Afghanistan. Talking about peace, I worked in peace education for almost 4 years back in Afghanistan, 2018 to 2021. We worked with universities to create a curriculum, and it was taught as a subject. Just as a background, I actually lived most of my life when I was young as an immigrant. And I'm talking about more like in the 80s. And then my family moved back to Afghanistan in 2004 after I finished my high school. Even though I had the opportunity to study my undergraduate studies in one of the universities in Pakistan, but at that time I felt like, okay, maybe I want to go back and study in Afghanistan. I started my studies, my undergraduate studies at Kabul universities in 2005. My background, my undergraduate degree is in computer science, and I still remember in 2005, computer science was a very new department with a lot of limited resources. Not a whole lot of teachers or professors at that time, but my focus was more on, okay, what can I learn from this program? And then what are areas that I can work on them myself to improve? That was always my approach. I had to take extra courses during the winter holidays to help me take care of the gaps in studies. So that helped me. But one main thing that I learned during those studies is that it's not only the classroom education that you learn from. There's a lot more that you can learn from connecting with people, knowing people. Because down the road, as you move forward, as you graduate, as you start working, that network of people is a lot more important. It actually helps you in every part of your life, from learning from other people to getting a job or to getting introduced to someone else. So when I graduated with my undergraduate degree, I knew a lot of seniors who were seniors like 2 years or 3 years seniors than me. And with those connections, it helped me know more people, learn about new opportunities, and connect with new opportunities. As I graduated, basically during my undergraduate studies, and let me share this one as well. When I was I think it was a third year, I started applying for the Fulbright scholarship. Do you know, I actually applied for Fulbright scholarship 3 times, and I failed twice. So I'm sharing this personal story with you guys today. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have to keep going. You have to keep trying. The first time when I applied, I received a direct response saying that you're not selected for the next round. At that time, it was the TOEFL exam. So the Fulbright program would arrange the TOEFL exam for you. Now it has changed a lot. But by the third time when I applied, and that's when I was close to graduation from my undergraduate degree at Kabul University, that's when my application was considered. And I had an interview, and I knew that I was going to impress the interview panel by what I wanted to actually do and what I wanted to achieve. I lived for 3 years in the US for my graduate studies. But then I always had this idea, this passion in my mind to go back to Afghanistan and then to help our people. When I graduated with a master's degree in business administration in the US, a lot of my friends, they decided to stay here in the US. But I went back. I went back in 2013, and I was there. I worked with several prestigious organizations. I worked with the National Institute of Management and Administration for 2 years. We worked on getting them accreditation. I worked with the Ministry of Higher Education for 2 years, where I worked on national level programs, where I helped teachers how to teach, how to train using the new teaching methodologies, and then help transform the accreditation process in Afghanistan, and worked with the U.S. Institute of Peace for almost 4 years. And then also, I'm still teaching at the American University of Afghanistan. So I've been with the American University of Afghanistan for almost 5 years now. I'm an adjunct instructor there, mostly teaching management courses. So with 8 years in Afghanistan, I have learned a lot about people, about my country, about the challenges that I was facing. And I also learned about myself. How can I help? And what are the areas that I can help back my people? One of the other things that helped me while being in Afghanistan is traveling. I actually traveled to almost like 7, 8 countries. And I have met a lot of inspiring people who worked in the education sector, who had a lot of achievements. And I learned from them. I still remember this one trip that we had to Malaysia. And oftentimes when we talk about Asian countries, nobody think about that. But the Asian countries, there's a lot of things that are happening there, a lot of advancement that has happened in the last few decades. So I traveled to Malaysia. I talked to one of the oldest guy who started the accreditation process there. He's probably in his 60s now, or late 60s. He was very old. He still volunteers and help their national qualification agency. He actually told me a very interesting story, and I wanted to actually share that today with you as a hope for inspiration. He told me, I actually told him about Afghanistan. I told him, okay, we are going through a lot. There is instability. We don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of conflicts. What he told me was very interesting. He told me, you know what? The way you guys are going and moving forward, your education system, you have more than 100 universities functioning in Afghanistan, when that number was only 7 in 2002. But in 2021, we had more than 130, and even now. And then the number of students going to school. Even these conflicts happening there, you don't have to focus on them. what you have to focus is on what you are doing to improve yourself, to get an education, to continue doing what you are doing. And when the time actually comes, when there is stability, you will have the opportunity to take that leap, to take that jump where you want your country to be. And that actually changed my mind because I was only focusing on the weaknesses, the instability. But what changed my mind was like, don't think about that. Think about your daily routine, what your country is doing on a daily basis. There's kids going to school, there are a lot of students graduating. And then I looked at that. If you see today, there's a lot of Afghan graduates who have been to, abroad. They came back to Afghanistan. They served. They're still serving in different positions. So that actually changed my mind, and I still believe that everyone who has taken the course on peace building, which is one of my favorite courses, and I've worked closely with for 4 years. I'm sure that you continue to do this. It will change your life. And what I wanted to tell you as my last word is never lose hope. Continue doing what you are doing. Continue your studies. Continue to improve areas that you think you need to improve. Work on those day and night. Don't give up on those. Don't think about, all those other things that are happening. Just focus on your personal goals. Continue learning whatever is possible, whatever is offered there. And in today's world, I'm sure most of you who have access to the internet, you can get access to a lot of online courses. And there's a lot of other opportunities available out there. As a last word, again, I'm very happy to speak to you here, and I want to congratulate every one of you graduating from this course. And I hope that my words were inspiring enough and could help you. And please let me know if there's anything I can do from here in the US to help you either with your applications if you are applying somewhere or anything else. Thank you.
Thank you from Mr. Ahmad Jawad Samsor for talking about the importance of education, his experience, and also encouraging our young generation. Thanks a lot.